Spain. Spain, Spain, Spain. I want to really enjoy the circuit. I do, but that last sector is just that last sector. That last sector. It just they ruined such a great track with. It's not even really the whole last sector. It's really the last corners, but that last sector is just it's awful. They are reprofiling Spain next year. Um, let's do 82. This is usually one of my weaker tracks. It's a strong track for AI. So what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna bump the AI down for this track a bit than what I have been racing on. We'll use some of the practice sessions and maybe even the qualifying to gauge where we generally need to be in terms of AI levels. We should have a dry race, a dry qualifying, and a dry race, the whole sessions. So conditions shouldn't be a problem. We should just be able to run a dry setup. So that's good. I did change the screen. I'm gonna just double check that we're good. It's always kind of tough racing the AI here. Just gonna put a basic setup on the car. It's actually probably like a decent downforce track. Oh, what did we run? What did we run last night? Differential wise. I'm gonna have to look this up, actually. It shouldn't take me very long. I should be able to just fly it right through.
We have a number of programs to run during these practice sessions. You can check the details in the car monitor. We'll get good data for both the race and factory teams, so they're well worth running.
Let's click on last night's video. Almost there already. I just need to get to the setup screen. Just give it a few seconds. I'm gonna go ahead and tweak some of these while we're waiting for this video to get to that point. It's almost there. I don't know if I want to go softer front. I think what I'm gonna do for this track is I'm gonna go 6.4. I'm gonna go 7.4.
Specific information or make certain changes to the car during a pit stop, you can tell me what you want over the radio. Press and hold the radio button to activate the system, and you can either speak the command or select it manually from the radio screen that will appear on the multifunction display. While the radio is active, cycle through command groups with the MFD button.
We'll run 3.4 ride height. Here, definitely change the brake pressure because we have lots of elevation changes in braking. And here we go. 65.75. That's the answer. That's what we did last night. 65.75. I'm gonna go and dial that in. So
it's pretty quiet out on track. We should consider getting out there.
I think that was a pretty good differential setting. It may have worked well with the way we set the car up, though. Spain is usually hard on tires, so what I'm gonna do is we're gonna try to do some lower pressures than what we might normally run. You might not see any impacts because we're gonna do the hard tire first. So we'll do the hard tire, and then we'll come out and we'll do one of the other practice programs on the medium tire. flying lap. Uh-huh. My headphone was not plugged in all the way. No wonder everything is a little odd sounding. There we go. Happened to me at...
Right, try to nail as many corner gates as you can. The faster you get through...
I swear I changed this. I swear I changed this. I think I can change it from this menu and it won't affect the game. Nope, I didn't change it. That confirms I didn't change the steering settings. Well, that's fine. There we go. That's much more like it. Or not. Okay, now something is very odd with the steering. Oh my god.
DRS zone is coming up. Get ready to open it. Distance is on your MFD.
Okay, the steering is horrible. So many red corners.
That's looking good. Now let's try for purple.
How
You'll
can
get
you...
a bonus for consistency if you can chain good corners together.
How can you be happy with that? I'm not happy with that. It wasn't very good. Now it's flat. That corner is going to be so difficult with this setup.
Great stuff. You've pretty much nailed this circuit. This is a really strong foundation to build from over the weekend.
That Ferrari is in my way. Thank you. Ah, sheesh. That was a mistake. But it's free practice. I can get away with making dumb mistakes like that in free practice. God, I suck through this section. Whoa! The Ferrari just went down the inside. There was nowhere to go. So I don't know what he's doing. It's just green. It's just green. I have no confidence in that last sector.
Program complete
Oh,
and a
you
job well
passed it.
done. We got some excellent data with that run, so come on back to the garage and I can talk you through the numbers.
I'm surprised that was green. That was not good. I didn't enjoy that one. I'm surprised it was green. Or purple, not green. I thought it was gonna be green. Last sector, not even really just the last sector, but the chicane, this corner into the chicane is bad. It's so bad. It's slow, but yeah, we'll make it work. One thing I'm noticing, rears are very cold, but it could be the hard tire.
So far, our fastest lap is a 1 minute 22.5.
So I don't want to rule anything out. I do want to change this. I do want to soften that rear suspension. It's a little bit it's not all over the place, but it's very close on traction. So I don't want to play around with anything. I want to use this free practice to test some things. Make sure we get the setup exactly as we need it. No messing about. We need to...
This test is all about tyre management. Try to control the slip through each corner and take extra care putting the power down at the apex.
So one of the things I'm trying to do is tweak some brake biases per corner. Just play around with some things here. So like here, I like it quite rearward through here, just to get the rear around. Here I might go a click forward. Here I go a couple clicks forward on the brake bias. Because you know the rear just wants to kind of... It wants to step out through that section. So here we keep the brake bias forward. Maybe even move it a little more forward. That was poor. And through this section we'll just be moving it back. Oh god. That's just a dumb mistake. That'll allow me to practice this straight again. So we have the brake bias quite forward here. Then we begin to move it rearward. Struggling through that last section. A bit wide off the corner, but we're...
Okay, test complete, and that was a very good job.
We're 3 seconds. We're 3 seconds on the required delta, which is... to be honest, it's quite impressive. We're that far up on the delta. The practice, the race strategy program is going to be kind of the first test to see how fast we are in that, as well as qualifying program will kind of give us a sense as to where we're at. The track temperature is 34 Celsius.
I know it's tempting to focus entirely on the race, but we should put a bit of time aside to run the qualifying sim program. Try to run it before the end of FP3 if you can.
It's quite a warm track. 26 air. It's quite warm. What's it saying race day is going to be? It's going to be about similar conditions. So yeah, we'll use FP2 to do those programs. We'll knock out like 3 or 4 programs in this next session.
The session
because
has drawn
we can.
to a close.
setup feels okay so far. I mean, it's surprising considering how we've set the suspension to be, especially at the rear. It's surprisingly stable. I think, I mean, I don't think that playing with brake bias is going to be as important, but changing it corner to corner, we're probably going to be better off playing with brake biases by changing them as tire wear occurs. And so as we get more tire wear, we'll probably need to change the brake bias, more forward or rearward, depending on how things are. Usually the rears start going faster, especially around a circuit like this. Rears are going to go faster, so you're going to want to move it a bit forward as the rears go. At least with this wheel, I can map things like that to change the bias, so I can have the brake bias set.
Hope you're sitting comfortably, mate. We've got a sensor issue, and we're going to be stuck here for a while as we fix it.
Always some kind of reliability fault. It's only a minute to repair it. Minute and a half. We're not losing that much time in the grand scheme of things. Yeah, let's go ahead and knock out the race strategy program. Probably the most similar conditions to race day.
Give us some consistent laps, please. We're looking for good data that we can work into the race strategy.
So today we had a pretty insane race at Bahrain, the Bahrain Grand Prix. Romain Grosjean was involved in a very incredible crash that I don't know how any driver survives that, but we are all very glad he did. He survived a 135-mile-an-hour shunt into the Armco barrier and experienced 53 G of force. And only came away with minor burns. Which it just shows you where safety has become, how far safety has come. Just in the last decade alone, that crash happens about 5 years ago. Grosjean is pretty much dead. It happens, 3 years ago, he's pretty much dead.
Great lap. You've nailed what we asked for. Keep it up.
I think the Halo absolutely saved his life. We're all against the Halo. I'm against it aesthetically, but I'm not against it from a safety perspective. I think, you can be allowed to hate something because aesthetically it's not very pleasing to look at, but you can also respect the strides that they've made for safety and what it does for safety, and appreciate what it does for safety. Not just that, but the way they designed the monocoque to be able to handle and dissipate such force. I mean, you can go back and you can look at Fernando Alonso's crash in Australia, at Melbourne,
Okay, super job so far.
in 2016, I think it was. I mean, that was an insane crash, but it just It's a testament to how strong these cars are, what carbon fiber monocoques do in terms of protecting the drivers. I mean, imagine these crashes happening in the 1970s, 1980s, before carbon fiber came along. And they were basically driving around in little tinfoil tubs carrying fuel, basically. Today's crash actually reminded me a lot of, if you've seen the footage of Lauda's crash at Nürburgring, it reminded me a lot of Niki Lauda's crash. Just the way that the car went up in flames, it was kind of... I was kind of shocked because I was watching it live. I was like, oh my goodness, did I just see that? I couldn't believe that I had actually witnessed it, because that just doesn't happen anymore. I mean, Formula One cars, they don't turn into fireballs anymore, because, I mean, the fuel tanks, the fuel supply, it is made of Kevlar. It is extremely tough, extremely durable.
Great lab. You've nailed what we asked for.
No, I'm not saying it can't be, you know, it can't be penetrated, it can't... I'm not saying that it can explode, but you don't see it anymore. You know, usually you have like big crashes. These days you don't really think much of it. I mean, obviously you hope the drivers are okay, but usually they are. I mean, one crash that comes to mind, Ericsson's crash at Monza in free practice when his DRS failed. Big shunt. Guy walks away like nothing even happened. I mean, and that's Monza. You're coming in and you're braking from what? 340 kph? The cars, just the way they dissipate energy, it's like it's nothing for these cars. It's amazing, and it's fantastic. But today, I think for a brief moment, a lot of people thought, holy crap, we just witnessed a driver get killed in a Grand Prix. Fortunately, we didn't. So a lot of props should go to the people who are responsible for pushing for greater safety measures. But also a lot of props should go to the medical team, the guys in the medical car, which stays behind after the initial opening lap. They stay behind the pack and come through in case there's any first lap incidents, which is usually the greatest risk, is on the first lap because everyone's so close together. So props to those guys in the medical car for their quick response, but also for the guy who had the fire extinguisher, which actually allowed Grosjean to get out from behind the Armco that he went through the other side of. I couldn't imagine what was going through.
Program complete and a job well done. We got some excellent data with that run, so come on back to the garage and I can talk you through the numbers.
Rear tires seem fine. I couldn't imagine what was going through every other driver's mind as they came back when it was red flagged, because they were all... The session was red flagged for more than an hour.
Our fastest lap is a 1:21.0.
It was red flagged for more than like an hour, so when they came back, everybody's just kind of standing around in the pit lane, and they all have the same kind of, you know, concerned look on their faces. I think Vettel had one of the most concerned looks on his entire face. I think they kept showing images around the circuit, which I don't think they should have done. Even if he is fine.
To focus entirely on the race, but we should put a bit of time aside to run the qualifying sim program. Try to run it before the end of FP3 if you can.
And I know that I think it was Ricardo. Ricardo made a comment. He said that it was tasteless, or I can't remember what it was. I don't remember his exact word, but it was tasteless for them to keep repeating images. But I think.
Don't worry about tires. Just give it everything. In this test, we want to make sure we can lap close to our rival's pace.
I think one of the things is the broadcast waited. They didn't show any images until after we got confirmation he was okay. Then they showed it, and I think that's fine to show to the broadcast audience. Obviously, some people are going to be a little bit freaked out by an image like that, but I mean, some of us just want to know what happened. And Ricardo said it was like tasteless, but obviously they waited. I think the worst thing that they did is kept repeating the images actually around the circuit or within the pit lane, which you shouldn't do. I mean, these guys are about to get right back in the car after the session is resumed, which I just can't even imagine what may have been going through their minds as, you know, they're sitting there waiting like, well, we're going to restart this soon, and one of our colleagues almost just got killed. God, it's so bad in that corner. Just an unbelievable amount of understeer. Can't get the car to slow down. It's one of the trickiest corners on the whole circuit, this corner. Wow.
Okay, test complete, and that was a very good job indeed. We got a lot of valuable information out of that.
Yeah, we are way over the delta with this, so it may be another 88 or something overall, or 88 difficulty estimated qualifying position first with that run.
We're 18th in the speed trap, 321.3 kilometers per hour.
Well, anyway. Someone said that, you know, that even if he is healthy enough, he should just not come back for one of the final two. There's 2 more races left, and then Grosjean doesn't have a seat for next year.
Technique. Lift and coast through corner entry to save as much as you can while keeping under the minimum lap time.
But you never know. With these guys, they're a different breed. Knowing him, he'll probably want to get back into the car if he could. But I don't know if he can, physically. If he even could. But honestly, it's not even really a concern. Biggest concern is just that he's fine, and if he does want to continue a racing career, he can look at other options. But if he calls it a day, I wouldn't blame him. Difficulty's pretty low. I'm not gonna hide it. I'm willing to admit it. There's a reason for it being that low anyway. We're gonna get so many of these resource points, so I'm gonna take that. But we'll go right to qualifying. I'm gonna zoom right through these so we can get right to the session that matters. And the session that matters is qualifying. We'll simulate this because we'll probably get half resource points or something. All right, oops, I don't need any of those. Let's guess on this. Put it back to 89. We'll put it back to 89. We'll see where we are in the qualification session. I'm surprised by our pace. I'm not gonna lie. These parts don't come in until I said it last night, and I don't remember. It might be Monaco. I think it is. This one, if I hit this, yeah, it's just after. Never mind, just after. So just after that. What have we got coming up? Spain. Yeah, we'll run a Warn one. We'll run a Warn engine. We'll run the same power unit that we're running now. We'll probably lose some power at some point, but we're gonna start thinking about mixing and matching maybe. Let's see, anything less Warn? Ooh. We'll put that energy store in. Put that. We'll put that control electronics in. So we'll run the second component for each one of these, but they'll start catching up to each other soon. All right, qualifying time. If we can tweak anything, this is the time to do it. This is really the last time to do it, unless it's differential settings or whatever. But I think the only thing I might change. Well,
Track is pretty empty right now. Lots of space.
it's a question of, do we want to risk? We'll put the rear tires up in terms of pressure because they're going to have some.
Okay, remember that the way the car handles is all about weight transfer. When you brake, the center of mass moves forward. When you accelerate, it moves rearward. And when you turn, it is pushed to the outside of the car. More load on each tire equals more grip. So make sure you're smooth with the controls to prevent the weight transfer from becoming too violent.
So we're going to have some tires that are a bit underheated, but we can always change pressures. We'll just see how this session goes. But let's make sure we don't have too much fuel in. Okay, yeah, that's fine. One more time. What's our tire selection? Oh, yeah, but we brought the extra set of mediums because we're probably not going to
All set.
qualify through.
Car to track.
So it's good to have an extra set of mediums at our disposal in case we need to try something or whatever. It's good to have an extra set. And we have that advantage. Now I need to absolutely obliterate it because no flashbacks. There's Ferrari coming up. I'm gonna try not to. Let me pull away from the racing line. I think he went in. Yeah, I think that Ferrari went in. Oh, it is just flat. I killed myself by downshifting there. And once again, we are P13, proving that maybe we have more pace in this car than I realize. Same difficulty we ran in Zandvoort. Higher difficulty than qualified in Zandvoort. And we're still up there in P13. We'll have to go out again because I guarantee you teams are going to qualify and they're going to qualify faster than we will at the end of the session. That track's going to improve. But for the most part, changing brake balance has really completely revolutionized at least this circuit. There's plenty of time between corners to make those little adjustments, those fine adjustments where you feel you need it. Could have just lifted through this corner. Should have been a little more brave. We'll try to do it through the next one because we'll have to come back out. I guarantee. Like the brake bias a bit more forward here. Out 53%. Just a bit wide, but we're on an end lap, so it's not a big deal. And then move it all the way rearward, as far rearward as possible here for this section. You can probably see me making changes throughout that lap. Just got there in time. I think we're into Q2 if we can just put a decent second lap in. But if we don't make it, I'm not going to be disappointed. But I feel like with that last one, we definitely gave it our all.
Best lap so far is a 1 minute 18.5.
Let's look at the times, see how close we are. How far are we off pole? 2 seconds. That's about what I expect. You know, something like that. Which means we have a lot of development to do to catch up. But once again, we're more than a second off our teammate. So our teammate is just not having a good day down there once again. Much quicker in Sector 2. And pretty close in Sector 1 though. Pretty close, but we're absolutely nailing that second sector. Cutoff time is an 18.8. Wow. It's really close with that cutoff time, which is what I was thinking it would be. And I mean, even Russell's not terribly far off. Our teammate is just really far off. I mean, 5/10 is a decent little gap, I guess, but it's not an awful gap. I think Russell's about 7/10, and then both alphas are about half a second or just under half a second off of our pace. We might well be fine, but you can also look at this. You can look at Grosjean, and then you can look at Magnussen, and it's a similar type of deal there. I mean, that's a 6/10 or so gap between teammates there. So I said it, we've been competitive with the Haas cars so far, and that has continued to remain true. Remain true. It's so terrible. It's continued to remain true. Even here in Spain. So Hamilton is out. I don't know. He's on an out lap right now, so I don't know why he's going out again. He should be well safe, is he not? Oh, he's well safe. Yes, he's well safe. So we'll probably, considering the time it's going to take to get around, we'll probably go out around about the 1 minute 50-ish mark, maybe. I think that might be cutting it a little bit close. We'll look at when everyone else goes out. We may be forced to go out around 2 minutes. Well, it didn't look like it was quite flat there for Hamilton. We're keeping it flat, but we're on the ragged edge. We're on the ragged edge by keeping it flat there. Probably smart to just hold 6th. Yeah, that's what I need to do, just lift through there, through turn 9. Is it provisional Q1 pole? It might be Q1 pole. It is not Q1 pole, it's P2, but he does improve. Alright, let's get ourselves ready to go out again. Just to try to get into Q2. Everyone else should be going out right about now. They all are. We're gonna just follow suit very shortly. Once Latifi gets to about close to here, we should be able to go out and have a clean track. And that's it. Let's go out.
When you're ready, let's go.
We didn't get as good of an exit off that final corner, but that's okay. Let's see how this lap develops. Ah! Just had a tiny mistake. I think we just got through again. I was wrestling with the car in the last sector, struggling on that lap. I made a couple mistakes, ended up having to push a little harder to make up for the mistakes. And just like at the Dutch Grand Prix, we just get through despite a mistake on the second lap. And by a couple tenths, we outqualified Magnussen. So there you have it. We've outqualified one Haas car already, so that's the good news. So this is going to be tough to make Q2. We have one set of fresh soft tires, which really doesn't bother me so much. So we're going to hold on to this medium. We can't qualify on that tire anyway. This is just a tire that's an extra tire should we want or need it. So what we're going to do is same thing as usual. Wait until the end of the session, and it's basically going to be a one-shot qualifying. We have one shot to do this. We're once again into Q2. You could certainly argue we shouldn't be here, but we're here. And Hamilton once again goes out onto a clear track, so not a bad idea there. And this time I'm going to make sure not to fast forward too far. Make sure that we do have that fresh tire on, and we'll also knock back some of the fuel. Gonna try to be more careful on this outlap that we don't take too much out of the tire. I don't know if that's something I did on the second lap I did. You can see we had way more wear on that second set. Wait until Norris. We'll wait until Norris gets around to the same spot, and then we'll go. So I think that's everyone that needs to go out is out.
The car settings screen on your multifunction display will allow you to change various settings as you drive.
And we'll
Open
go
the display
now.
with the MFD button. You can then navigate up and down to the setting you want to change.
Let's not leave it any later than this. Kind of tiptoe around on the outlap. Try to get around. We should have plenty of time to set a lap. Oh yeah, we have plenty of time. Should only worry about that being flat on the actual flying lap. This was the corner I messed up. But I carried way better speed through here.
.30 seconds left in the session.
Can't mess up that corner, but I probably will. Plenty of time to set a lap. Dang it! And that's qualifying over.
Mind that front wing. It'll need replacing if it takes too much damage.
I knew that corner was going to catch me out at some point, and it did in qualifying. I got no grip. Yeah. It happens. It happens. It shouldn't happen, but it happens. That's frustrating. It's a mistake that shouldn't happen. But it happens to people. So we don't even set a lap in Q2. Disappointing. Frustrating and disappointing. Well, I'm gonna learn from that one. I'm gonna have to learn from that one. We'll be better in the race. Just got on the curb the wrong way, in the rear, stepped out, and that's it. Yep. Nothing else to say. I mean, we've been outperforming the car so far. We haven't really made mistakes in qualifying like that. That's significant of a mistake. So, I've never been a one-lap guy anyway, so I'm not too concerned about it. We're going to leave the difficulty where it is for this one. And we're level on Acclaim. How about that? And we started way below him on Acclaim. So we have caught right up. So I'm going to leave it where it is. And let's just try to have some good, decent, basic racing here. Overtaking is hard, so if we could have given ourselves better starting position, that would have been nice. It would have helped. You just feel bad anytime you make a mistake like that in qualifying. But it can happen to the best of them. It can happen to the best. That's the difficult thing about this year is I don't, no matter the situation, I don't get the bounce back. I don't get the flashback from a mistake like that in qualifying. So I just kind of have to live with it. That's the rules. We're gonna live with it. I'm not gonna take a grid penalty here. I think the first race we'll do that would probably be, I think we'll do that in Montreal. I think we can overtake there. So we'll probably take a penalty in Montreal. Especially if we have a tough qualifying. Let's just get to this race. I'm assuming other people might be taking their first penalties here though. So it's gonna suck if they are. If they're taking their first penalties here, then I've missed out on an opportunity. But you can gamble with that, but I don't know. I think Canada is the best chance. It's the best choice.
Welcome along then to what promises to be another fascinating Spanish Grand Prix. A race which saw Max Verstappen win on his first ever appearance with the Red Bull team in 2016. This after the dramatic coming together of Lewis Hamilton and Nico Rosberg on the first lap. Will we see more moments for the scrapbook here today? It's a sellout crowd of 140,000 here today as we await lights out for the 730-metre sprint down to turn 1 of this 2.9-mile racetrack. Overtaking is challenging through these 16 corners, but there's still a lot of high-speed excitement to be found, including the flat-out turn 3 and the terrifying blind right of turn 9. And as always, a man with plenty of racing experience joins me in the commentary box. Today it's Anthony Davidson. Tell me, Ant, you're no stranger to surviving the melee of turn 1. So how do you keep out of trouble when there's so much going on around you?
Well, the throttle goes both ways, Crofty. You've got to have the discipline not to try and win the race on the first lap. So always be prepared to lift early and give those around you more space. Trying to be the last of the late breakers with half a dozen cars around you may pay off from time to time, but it's also a great way to lose your front wing.
It's time to see how our drivers are stacking up after yesterday's exciting qualifying session. Valtteri Bottas lines up on pole position, and it's Lewis Hamilton alongside. As we continue through the rest of the grid today, we have Leclerc, Vettel, Alexander Albon, and Perez, Sainz, Ricciardo, Stroll, and Lando Norris, Ocon, Grosjean, Max Verstappen, and Gasly, Kvyat, the Rainmaster, Kevin Magnussen, and Kimi Raikkonen, Giovinazzi, Russell, Delatraz, and Nicholas Latifi. It's almost time for the lights to go out, so let's head down to the track and get this Grand Prix underway.
Now that we've got some points on the board, let's continue this form and aim for another top 10 finish.
Yeah, I mean, after the last race, maybe we can do that. I think the undercut is going to be powerful here. It's difficult to overtake. Oh, no, I want to stick with that, so that's going to be my strategy. We're going to pit on lap 13. There's our setup. Once again, 65-75 is the magical differential setting. And yeah, I mean, I'm gonna drop these for temperature's sake, and for traction's sake. I'd rather have traction in the race. Oh yeah, fuel is another thing. It's difficult to overtake, so it's good to see we didn't take a dumb penalty. So yeah, I'm pretty glad we didn't take the penalty, because not really anyone except for Verstappen right there in front of us. He's the only one who really took a penalty in this race. So he's the only one out of position. Grosjean's in P13, so...
Launch map is good, but we need to learn the gears, so go into each one when you can. We're going to need some work on the brakes, so put some energy into them and warm the tyres as well, please.
Grosjean is a bit out of position. He's been outperforming in the Haas. Whole tires and brakes here. Give myself a little bit of space so I can brake hard into this next corner. That'll help.
Conditions look stable at the moment. No rain currently expected.
That's where I bend it in qualifying. Team won't be happy with that, but like I said, it can happen to anybody. Let's try and have a good start here. Tires seem to be up to temperature. Didn't even think I could do that, but I can once the game takes over for that brief little bit. We have the inside to turn 1, which is not really generally where I want to be, but we're just going to have to be clean. Let's keep our expectations for this one kind of low. And keep it clean here into turn 1, which is kind of hard to do into turn 1 here. It's a bit of a late reaction. But a good pull away. Okay, and we squeeze out the Alpha, so that's good. And a Haas. Raikkonen was there alongside. Oh! 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 And I've been taken out by one of the Alphas. And we're going to be delegated down to, I think, last. Not even my fault.
We were looking for, but it's not over yet. Stay focused.
Oh my god. I think it was... Oh my god. Oh my god. Something's happened with the tires. The rears are gone off. Thank you to the Alpha that did that. What is he thinking? What was he thinking? I can't wait to see the onboard of that. What was he thinking? Oh, I've got nothing. Tires are a little bit shot. Oh, man. And like I said, AI takes you out. Whatever. Don't flash it back. We're here to get this on merit. Not sure what he was thinking. Man, that's a race killer right there. We went from P something, 16, I think we stayed in our grid slot, down to last. And the car just feels like a pig. Oh, so much understeer. Oh. Get this stupid menu off my screen. I don't want to see it. I've got nothing. Grip is horrendous. I want to change the diff, but I can't. I'm in all these corners. Oh, it's a boat. Car is a boat. Look at the front tire temperature. Oh my god, the tire temperatures are off the charts. We just haven't recovered. Dang it, it's not the button. That's not the button. What am I doing? That's not the button. Just have no pace. I just have no pace. I have no freaking pace. Unfortunate, but there's not much I can do about it except just run around out here. The tires are just screaming. I feel bad for that front left. It's going to be taking a beating during this race.
Okay, we're monitoring somewhere on the ICE. Be aware that we will start to see a loss of power.
Was the Alpha Giovinazzi? I don't think it was Raikkonen. I think it was Giovinazzi. Who am I racing?
Copy.
No, Jeff. Who am I racing?
The drivers we're racing are Latifi and Russell.
Great. I'm really happy to be racing those guys. All because of stupid AI taking me out. Now this time I know it's not because I moved. It's not because I moved, it's because the AI dive bombed me. We're so far off the pace right now. We just don't have anything on this tire, and we don't have any pace right now. I wonder what our pace would have been like if we had not had the crap luck at the start. If we didn't have that poor luck, if we could have kept pace with the guys around us. We're going to need a safety car in the biggest way. I'm just going to push. I don't care. If this tire falls off, I just don't care. Just want to know what that AI was thinking. With that move. That was the dumbest move I've ever seen. God, Latifi, could you be any slower, buddy? God, he's so slow. Tell him to get off the freaking racing line. It's terribly slow. Oh my god. Ugh! Man, what the hell was that? What am I doing out here? What the... Jeff, I would like to retire.
Affirmative. Medium tires at the next stop.
No, you freaking moron. I would like to retire. Set hard tire.
Copy that. Hards for next box.
God, this is the most miserable race. Just getting so much understeer behind Latifi. It's undrivable. God, at least we got DRS. That's at least something. God, I'm tired of running around here in last place because of freaking AI, man. Oh, I'm pushing it. I don't care. I'm pushing it. He couldn't be any slower. He couldn't be any slower. I wanted to send it, but he's gonna close the door. Bye. Bye. Vehicle condition.
No issues with tyre wear for now. Keep taking care of them.
I was lucky to have tapped this back end as slowly as I did. Well, we're reeling ourselves back in. I'm abusing the front tire, but whatever. Whatever, Latifi, you just don't have pace to stick with me. Have to start saving some fuel here and there. We're gonna be tight on fuel if we don't start watching it now. Gotta hope for a safety car though. Can't bank on one, but I gotta hope for one. Ricardo is down here. Does he have damage? Maybe he got in a tussle and he has damage. I don't know. One of the best sections for fuel saving right here. I feel like our pace is woeful. Doesn't even really feel like the same car that we had in qualifying, which felt okay, I mean, but it feels completely different. faster than the Williams cars. That's pretty obvious. Not a difficult feat to do either. My goodness, Russell's slow. Perfect time to save fuel. Just a little bit too quick for us. He's got DRS too. Be smart about this. Oh my god, just like Latifi, he's slow there. Bye. Bye. Gosh, that was intense. Save on to our overtake. We shouldn't need it. We can just kind of use DRS to catch us up. On the plus side, we save some fuel by sitting behind Russell. That's unfortunate to have traction issues. Tires are a little bit traction limited at this stage. And grip limited. Raikkonen struggling. See the back end moving all over the shot. Don't think I have the straight line punch to overtake Raikkonen here. But we should be able to get a nice move done here. A little bit too far behind. We're not even as close as we were to Russell before. Very close to Kimi's gearbox right now. Dang. Just didn't get as good of an exit as I wanted. Russell stayed in this fight because of our battle. Yeah, we're pitting. Oh, great battle with Kimmy. He gave me the respect. Thank you, Kimmy. Alright, we're in. Let's see if the undercut is powerful. It could be. We'll see. We're going to find out. It's a one stop. So this is our chance. Should enjoy life a little bit more on the hard tire in terms of the fronts. Alright, 3-second pit stop. It's not great, but it's not awful either. Come out back in dead last, but we're on the hard tire now, so it's just all about pushing at this rate. Hard tire doesn't have any temperature in it. This will help. Yeah, that'll help. Alright, was it a good idea to call for the undercut? We're gonna find out. And we are past. Latifi and Delatraz have yet to stop, so that could be critical. We didn't have a great outlap, in my opinion, on the hard tire, but Russell's ahead of Raikkonen. Virtual safety car. It's going to help Delatraz out unless it ends. Okay, so that's the safety car is ended. Virtual safety car ended. I saw the yellow flags waving in the section. I was a little bit nervous. I was like, ooh, safety car, but we had just pit. But it's only a virtual safety car. But still, if you pit within that window, That does help you out a lot. It'll help you in a big way. He didn't pit? He didn't pit under the VSC? Well, that's just dumb. Struggling now that we had the virtual safety car restart. We don't have the grip or the temperature. This should help a little bit, just with the higher lateral load corners. So we're gonna pass. Oh no, we're not gonna pass Delatraz. It does come out ahead of us, but only just. Question is, can he fire up those tires quick enough? Ah, man, I'm telling you, dirty air is so garbage. I'm stuck behind Delatraz. God! DRS is the only thing that might help me out. Oh, I didn't put it in rich mix on the straight. I should have done that. Love battling my teammate. I had a giant opportunity with him on colder hard tires that he just put on. God, I just want to get around him. No, put it in rich. Make sure it's in rich. Oh, I gotta get past him. I gotta do this. I gotta deploy the hybrid. Don't come after me. Driver in front.
Ricardo ahead. Gap to car in front is 21.3 seconds. They're on fresh hards.
Yeah. It's over. We're not catching those guys. Best we can do is like a P18. Where we're at right now. Such a shame. God, what am I doing out here? I mean, honestly, what am I doing out here? That's just so garbage. This tire, it's garbage. Blue flags. I saw the blue flags. We haven't been blue flagged yet, but we will be. Some races you win, some races you lose. This is one we lost. It's just part of the experience, man. That's all I can say. Delatraz is being blue flagged. It's Bottas behind. What happened to Delatraz? There were yellows in that sector. I know it's blue flags, I'll get out of the way. Come catch me. Don't want a penalty here. This race officially finished. This is as high as we can finish. And we are a lap down as well. If we hadn't been spun by the Alpha, I think of Giovinazzi. I think we would have been fine in this race, but we'll never know now. God. Rival status.
They're in 13th.
How about that for Grosjean on the day where in real life he had a crazy accident? He's in 13th. Now outperforming us. If anyone's gonna outperform us, I'd rather it be his AI on this day. Pretty boring to the end here. Poor exit. is that? Is that Hamilton? Why am I still seeing Hamilton? That car going through turn 1. It's Hamilton. Teammate status.
Gap to teammate behind is 16.8 seconds. They're on old hards. They're in 21st. The time last lap was a 1:23.0.
Oof. Take the bad exit, just don't bin it. I'd like to get the finish and not DNF this one. We've come close on many occasions to just binning this race. Gonna burn away the fuel in the tires till the end. I don't even care. Got blue flags through that sector, so someone else is going to lap us. Just been that kind of race. There's no need to go into second. I don't know why I put it in second gear. I'm trying so hard to bin this race, aren't I? And now we're low on fuel, so we'll have to start saving that fuel up in the corners. Ferrari coming to lap me. car is so garbage in this sector. So bad in that sector. Just gonna let the Ferrari get past. And there you go. This race can't end soon enough. Laps remaining.
Our best lap so far is a 1:21.7.
There's like 5 laps remaining. Because technically it's 4 for us. It's because we don't have to down the lap, so I can probably push on the fuel and not really care. What the hell am I doing? It's just so bad. Yeah, I know. Blue flags, I know. I don't even get DRS from that either. Should have just taken the freaking power unit. Oh well. If I knew we were gonna be relegated to last on the first lap. I would have. Full push to the end. One more lap after this, and we're done with this miserable race. Vehicle condition. I don't know, Jeff's not saying anything about it. It's our final lap. Let's check on the engine. It doesn't say anything. We blue flagged again. Good time to save fuel. I don't care what the pace is on the last lap, it doesn't matter to me. ICE's at 74%. And that's it. What a crap race. Sorry, Jeff. Sorry, guys. Got taken out into, I think it's turn 4. Or whatever turn it is. Really, we could never really recover any more than we did.
Yes, another historic win under their belts. Well done to the team at Mercedes. Tell me, Ant, how did they manage to achieve this win?
I think a large part of the result comes down to temperament. They were able to keep their heads when everyone around them was losing theirs, and that's allowed them to get the best out of the car, to maximise the strategy, and to stay out of trouble.
And I can see the drivers starting to approach the podium for the victory celebrations. A real team victory today. Everybody played their part. Congratulations then to Mercedes, your race winners today.
Today just was not our day. We're gonna have these kind of races where it's just not your day. We'll have our day. We've already had our day in the first several races of the season, but yeah, that's just a different level of disappointment for me.
And now let's take a look at the driver's standings. Max Verstappen's excellent result today sees him take over as leader of the Drivers' Championship. Let's focus on the driver of the day. Anthony Davidson, who do you pick?
Often my go-to would be a driver who's managed to pull off an especially impressive feat during the race. However, in this instance, I was more impressed by Max Verstappen's solid, clean driving throughout the event.
It's time to see how things are shaping up in the Constructors' Championship. No change in the top spot, but with today's points, their hold on the lead is getting weaker. And with that, we wrap up another weekend of motorsport. But with more races lined up, be sure to join us when we come back with more Formula One.
Just got knocked backwards. Pace was, I guess, consistent. At least there's that. It was pretty decently consistent. Just, there's nothing, I don't have anything to say. It was, the first lap, I don't have anything to say about that first lap. I'm not sure, I think it was Giovinazzi who took us out into turn 1, or turn 4, whatever turn it was. I don't know what the turn was. But yeah, just an overall difficult race that just leaves you with a sick feeling. It was Raikkonen, actually. It was Raikkonen. Okay, so there you go. There you have it. It was Kimi Raikkonen who we finished ahead of in this race. So Kimi Raikkonen actually is the driver that ran into the back of us in this race. Did Raikkonen make a stop for a wing change by any chance? He did. He changed his front wing, so it was Raikkonen. And we overtook Kimi as well, I think before that pit stop phase. Here's the highlights. Not much to see here. Not much to see in this race. Going down the inside with the Haas car. Just trying to stay alongside, keeping it very clean. As we come through, and I'm thinking, okay, pretty good start. Let's just stay ahead coming into this braking. And they're not even going to show the turn 1 incident. That was a moment where I think I may have touched the back of the wheel of Latifi, but we didn't make much contact. This is us still stuck behind. This is Russell doing the same thing with Russell. We're still stuck behind this traffic. So this is the overtake on Raikkonen. We pull alongside. Nice little battle here. Keeping it clean. That was a nice overtake. That was clean. Our teammate. We're hunting down our teammate here. He did squeeze us a bit on the straight, but I'm going to cut off his exit in return. And that's it. Checkered flag. Not much to see here. There's two highlights to see notably. And the first one is the turn 1 incident. So the turn 1 incident, there's not much to say here. We'll watch lap 1 through. We're just gonna watch the incident. Well, I don't even know where the heck we are anymore. I've changed to the wrong car. That's us the wheel. We had such a great, getaway after the initial launch. We had such great speed. Nice and clean here, giving space, pretty much. Giving the right amount of space. So I'm just focused on going here, keeping it clean from defending from behind. So I brake like normal, and next thing I know, I'm going for a spin. And I don't know who does it. So this is the moment I've been waiting all race to see, as what happened, who's responsible, and what is the deal here. So here's Magnussen, and this is what Magnussen sees. Oh my goodness. So here's Raikkonen. He is the guilty party in this incident. Oh, Kimi, what are you doing there, buddy? Wrong place at the wrong time. As you can see here, we'll take a look at it. You can see here. Ooh, I didn't mean to do that. Resume. So what you're going to see here is Kimi is battling Magnussen. He's trying to go down the inside, having a look. He's alongside here. But I'm in the way. I mean, I'm just playing in the way. You got to give up the fight. You don't have anywhere to go. So I don't know what Kimi's AI does. But it's like his AI sees there's space here for a brief moment, and he just decides to send it. So he just full sends it. Down the inside, there's nowhere to go, and then it's almost like he realizes, oh no, that's not going to work either. Let me cut back on track. He's practically on the grass here. So he goes down the inside, and can I move this to... His front wing is going to... I'll hide the chat for just a moment. His front wing there is just gonna clip the rear tire. It's just gonna clip our rear tire. And there's just nothing. I'm just taking the normal line, and I become a victim of Kimmy's AI's stupidity here. He just sends me for a good old spin here, and I had the awareness, fortunately, to realize what was happening. But I was honestly not prepared for a spin or a dive bomb either. I was kind of prepared for AI maybe to run into the back of me, but I was not prepared to be spun out by one. And see how hot the brakes are there. So just a moment of really pure frustration. So here's the TV camera view from Raikkonen's. Good job, Kimmy. Good job, Kimmy's AI. And it sucks because we had a good old battle going on later in the race, which is the next thing that I want to look at. Oh, that just ruined the whole race. We were never able to get back into this race, and the tires were hot after this, of course, and I just had no pace in the first couple laps trying to recover from the spin. It was legitimately a race ruining incident. So some more onboards. Here's Russell, I think. This is Russell's view. Here's Giovinazzi, who I thought was the one who spun us. I knew it was an Alpha. I knew it was an Alpha. I just didn't know who it was. They're able to just carry on with their race like normal and act as if nothing even happened. Here's Latifi, who I think was the last person to go after I backed out from my spin. Yeah, he was the last person through. There's one more, and I want to see Delatraz. What Delatraz, our teammate, saw. Here's what he saw. Just quite a difficult day in the office here. So we'll just fast forward a little bit. So I would like to see the overtake we made on Raikkonen. A couple of angles on that one, and that will be all for now. That's it. This is just an upsetting race. I don't know what lap the overtake happened on. It was before the pit stop phase, I think. So it was definitely within the first 10 laps. Spent a few laps trying to just catch right back up to the pack, and we tried hard to catch back up to Latifi. We were just never able to recover from this race. We never really had the pace, and then I saw that we were like 23 seconds off Ricardo before we started getting blue flagged, and I knew it was pretty much over. There was not much. There was like 12 laps left in the race or something like that at that point, and I knew it's over. There's no point trying to make up that ground. We're never going to make that ground up. We did catch right back up to these guys pretty quickly, struggling, coming through some of the corners. Just, it was not a beautiful race. I struggled with the fronts on the initial stint on mediums. We were pushing so hard, we kept destroying that front left tire. Probably should have dropped the pressures a little bit, because that front left was taking a beating. It was fine on the hard tire, and that's where you kind of have to take the pain a little bit, is the medium's going to be a little bit rough, so you just kind of live with it. Once you put on the harder compound, it's fine. This is an overtake on Latifi. Pretty simplistic move, not much to see there. Now we're trying to gain on, I believe it's Russell, so we're gaining on both Williams cars. Again, took a few laps to do. There's Raikkonen just ahead of Russell. Same thing with Russell that we had with Latifi. Then the overtake around the outside, trying to just make that move, get it done clean. Around the outside, giving him space, but making the move stick, most importantly. So now we're chasing down Raikkonen. It took us a lap or two to fully catch and overtake Raikkonen. Definitely we were quicker, but it took us some time to actually figure out how to make the move stick, to what move to make and where to make it and how to make it stick. So I think we sat behind it for another lap after this, as I didn't fully have the opportunity. I don't think I made it on this lap. No, we didn't make the move on this lap. It's the next lap, I think. So we're gonna see it on the next lap. You see we're all over the back, all up Raikkonen's gearbox. Thought about a move there, had to pull back in. Just that little bit too far back to try and do something. Got to be sensible about the move you go for. So we're going to get through turn 1 and 2 here, and through 3 we're going to pull right up alongside. We get the speed and down the inside. Nice little move. Raikkonen gives us the space as well, and we squeeze him out, and move done. Seems that we had that little bit extra grip to make that move stick. Yeah, I don't think there's a different angle on that. Here's how Raikkonen saw this. And, of course, here's our onboard of this move. And that's our best move of the whole race. There's not much to see, not much to say. Let's just get on with it. Try to get to Monaco. We still haven't DNF'd a race so far before we get to Monaco, so all good. Grosjean outperforms us in the race, so he does make up some ground on us. And every race, we have outdone Delatraz both in qualifying and the race. So we're outperforming our teammate, but that's not saying much at this stage in the game. Wait until we get a better teammate, or wait until Delatraz improves, and it will be a little bit more of a feat to brag about.
Our margins are looking good right now. I think we've got room for some more investment.
Yeah, we're gonna have to upgrade a facility now. We could take this. It would give us resource points and department morale, which we'll need it. Supplier tour, or oh, I'm not ready yet. I'm not ready. Or we could do nope. That would offset the funded team event cash. We'll do that because we'll offset the cash from the funded team event, and we'll get the department morale as well. So I'll take that. We have money to spend. We have to get that's in development, right? Or no, we already bought it. Okay, so what did we need? We need durability. We need to get to the next stage in durability. So I think what we'll do is we will improve quality control. So there you go, quality control for the durability department. We have only 795 resource points at this stage, but we do have 3 things in development. Engine is pretty much toast. That engine is toast. You know what? I'm gonna leave. No, we'll put this in. We'll leave that in. Put that in. It's kind of close on some of these. We'll leave the more worn components in for Monaco. Gearbox is pretty much gonna die. It's on 5 of 6 races, to be fair, though. Is there anything else to say or see? I don't know. We're slowly trying to make that money, but it's not coming in as quickly as we needed. We have scored 16 points already in, what is it, 4 races? 5 races? So 16 points, whereas our main rivals, Haas, Alfa Romeo, Williams, haven't scored points. And we've scored all 16 of the team's points. And we are performing almost at a level pace, I think. Go back to the screen. Almost at a level pace with Racing Point, but it won't last. We'll have more races like Spain. We'll have more races like that. That's easily the worst finish and the worst race of the season. And honestly, we didn't even do that bad in terms of our performance. The times were consistent, and they were pretty decent, I guess. I mean, I think we could have hung in there with the likes of P13, P14, and whatnot, but we'll never know. We will never find out because we got spun on lap 1. Funded team event. Okay. Alright.
Our new parts have been completed without issue. They'll be on the car ready for the next race weekend.
Everything is coming good so far for the team. I think everything is passed that we had in these are still in development. Okay, so they haven't come in yet. They'll come in after this next race. Let's go ahead and get, is this instant? That's in development. We have to get we have to get this, but when is this available? Oh, I see. We have to upgrade the MG UK or something of that nature before we can get to to level 2 durability. We might even need to get to the level 2 on the facility before we can get that upgrade, because we are going to just burn through the gearbox. Engine has got to be upgraded significantly as well. So we could try and purchase a... if we're gonna... Did we have a major upgrade? That's in development at the moment. We don't even have the ability to do multiple parts anyway. That's available. It'll come in time for Canada. Let's do it. Let's do it. I mean, we got the resource points. Let's use them. So that's in progress. Every department is building some sort of component. We're trying to stay level pegging with Haas. So every department is doing their bit so far. Let's choose a tire allocation. Honestly, I'm going to go softer here because it should be an easy one-stop, and I expect we may have difficulties. We might DNF this one. But hopefully not. Hopefully we don't DNF here at Monaco. I forgot to turn the chat down, so if someone's been in the chat... Oh! Someone has been in the chat. I turned down I turned the chat off and someone came in. If you're still here... I did turn the chat off, and I forgot I turned the chat down. So I'm going to read through it. Awesome, you got your first wheel and pedal set. Enjoy it, because if you're still here, enjoy the pedals, because it makes the game much better. It's very hard to play this game on a pad. I would know. I used to play on the pad, and then the wheel and pedals they transform the game. Yeah, as for the AI, they're not very good. At times, they have their moments. I've been squeezed on the straight in Bahrain and had my front wing taken out because AI squeezed me on the straight. Yeah, it's sometimes they're all over the place. They're a little bit too aggressive at times, but overall, I mean, they're raceable. I mean, I'm not complaining too much. I wish. Wait, why are we? Oh, I didn't click back in the game. I wish that I hadn't been screwed over by Kimmy. Before I do this, it's gonna rain, isn't it? No, it's not gonna rain. Okay, so we're good in terms of weather for Monaco. You never want rain here, so yeah. Oof. It's been tough. It looks like we're being caught by Williams. And we're catching Alfa Romeo, and we're trying to catch Alfa Romeo and catch Haas. We should, because we have like 5 parts in development, so we should be close. So they upgraded finalized a new power upgrade, or power unit upgrade from Honda. That's good. I'm gonna stick with Honda for a few seasons. Try to see what we can do with them. So we have 16 points. I feel so good about that. R&D that's in progress. One more time. This is what's in progress. Chassis, powertrain, durability, aerodynamics. Every department is doing something. So they're all staying very busy through this course of the season. But this is my concern. We have a very, very worn power unit, and 3 engines are allocated to us for this shortened season. I may just do 16 race seasons every year. If you can change out the races, I would much rather change out each race, and I would much rather change each race out and just do the 16 race seasons. I think it'll be faster. This is way more energizing to do this way. As you can see, we have already completed a quarter of the season. more than a quarter of the season, actually. More than that. So, next is the ever difficult Monaco Grand Prix. What we're going to do... So here's the AI we raced at. I was on 89 at Spain. Could have bumped it up to 90, which is what I did at the Dutch Grand Prix. Let's try 80, because Monaco is always hard. The AI are very good at Monaco. We'll confirm those changes. What I'm going to do is, because I'm curious about this, I haven't used this degrees of rotation on the steering wheel yet at Monaco, so this is going to be a first chance to try it. So I'm going to jump in now, and we're going to do practice 1, and we're just going to do 2 practice programs and a little bit of driving around, and then we'll do FP2 and whatnot tomorrow and jump right into qualifying in the race. So we'll cut out a little bit for Monaco so we don't have to do as much. But yeah, this is always one of the most difficult circuits. It's my least favorite circuit on the whole calendar. There will be a season probably where we will, if we can opt to take races off and make a custom calendar, I might knock Monaco off the calendar for a season, but we'll see how the future goes. I don't know. We're going to try the same differential setup here that we were using in the last races, but this is always a little bit... Oh my goodness, they're phasing through each other. That is not healthy. That is not healthy. See a doctor immediately.
Some extra data during this session. Nothing you need to worry about, but as we have some new parts, we'll just confirm they're performing to spec.
Okay, Jeff. Usually, I'm going to try something interesting here. 11-10 wings, and we ran 65-75 in Spain and the previous couple races. This is always one of the more difficult races to do, and I think we can get away with lots of toe out. Front suspension, this is going to be a difficult one.
We'd like to run the acclimatization program if you have a chance before qualifying. It'll give us a good indication of our relative pace and consistency.
Brakes, very easy to lock the brakes up, and you don't need the best braking pressure here. And traction is vital. So we're going to try that for a baseline setup. I'm going to go out and just do the acclimatization on the soft tire. We'll see how this feels, if it's a good setup or not. And this is my first time doing it with the current wheel rotation. I've never been able to go well here.
Okay, your goal is to get through as many corner gates as quickly and precisely as possible. Best of luck out there.
This is going to be interesting. Oh hey, surviving turn 1 and for once. And our first collision with the barrier has already happened. That's not a surprise. And our second collision with the barrier. That's not a surprise either. This is what I hate about this circuit. It's so difficult. We just get so much understeer in this track, and it's hard to manage, hard to deal with.
Approaching the DRS zone, watch your MFD for the activation point.
Ah, ha, 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 ha. Yeah. It's good old Monaco.
DRS zone is coming up. Get ready to open it. Distance is on your MFD.
Are you joking me? It's so hard to tell, you know, where you are placing the car.
Approaching the DRS zone, watch your MFD for the activation point.
Mostly greens and purples, I guess. Some flashbacks in there.
You seem to have a solid handle on the lap. Let's try and perfect each turn. Remember that chaining good corners together will give you a consistency bonus.
Still locking up the fronts a lot. I'm surviving. That's the most important part to me. I'm surviving.
This is the final lap of the program.
Okay. This is doable. We'll find out how doable in the race situation. With this wheel rotation, I'm enjoying this track a lot more though. Oh, goodness gracious.
Program complete. This is some decent data, although far from optimal. It could still be worth running again.
He scared the crap out of me coming out of the pits like that. Ooh, that open diff feels really good. I like that. That's helping me rotate better. Oh, 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 oh. Oh, oh, oh. Oh.
There's only one lap of fuel remaining.
Ooh, the traction is pretty sketchy. Pretty sketchy on traction.
This lap, please. Box this lap.
Okay, you want me to practice the pit entry? Oh, we don't have fuel. We are out of fuel. We're really tight on it. Easiest pit entry in the whole history of the universe. Did that McLaren just do a installation lap, basically? I think he went out and came right back in. I think I disturbed his lap. I mean, I can't help it.
With the pit assist
I'm going
you'll need
around
be
trying to
mindful
get a
of your
feeling.
speed when entering the pit lane. If you hit the limiter line too fast, you'll pick up a penalty.
Okay.
Watch the on-screen prompts that show your target
Okay,
speed
Jeff.
and distance to the limiter line.
Jeff. Stop. Stop. Just stop. Just stop. I know how to come into the pits appropriately. I don't need your lectures. Okay, so the car feels pretty good. I mean, I'm not perfect around here, but the car feels
Our best
pretty
lap
good.
so far is a 1:17.1.
Let's do another lap. Same differential values. I opened the differential at the end of that lap there, just to try a different setting, see how it feels. It definitely rotates better. Traction's it's not great. It leaves a lot to be desired, but
We need to be sure you can manage the tires through a lap, so try to keep the wear down through each corner. Be especially careful accelerating on corner exit.
we're gonna be too slow for this practice program, aren't we? I knew I was gonna do that. I knew whenever I took too acute of an angle, I kind of had a feeling I was gonna goof that up. Oh, I'm such a goof. Honestly, I'll be shocked if we have the pace to do this. 4/10 down. Do some overtake. It's not helping.
We managed the pace well that lap, and tyre wear is more or less as expected.
I did it again. Old habits die hard. Oh my god, the understeer. I'm doing that again. I am doing that again. This is so stressful. Monaco is so stressful. It's so stressful. I just feel like you have to push to make up the time. Oh my goodness. What is this? Why are we in the red on tire wear? You know, whatever. I'm not going to ask any more questions. Whatever. I'm taking an advanced line through the chicane. Codemasters, why do you design this track like this? Oh, what? What are you doing? No flashbacks for quali and the... God! No flashbacks for qualifying or the race. I get all the flashbacks I want in free practice. Oh, that's the joke. Really? Ugh. I am going to try to do Monaco this year. Monaco is too stressful to try to drive to a delta. You know what? Forget this. I'm just going to take the green that we got from before. God, I got a Renault all... Here, go. Go. Just go. Thank you. I'm going to take the green that I got for this program, and I'm just going to try to drive a lap and not worry about trying to hit a delta. To be fair, I think the deltas at Monaco are just ridiculous. They set incredibly insane deltas for this track.
This is the last lap of the program. Final lap of the program.
Alright, so let's just try to do a clean lap. Not worry about our speed. Just try to do a clean lap. Ooh, Lockup City. Oh, is that neutral? Neutral? Oh, I put it in neutral. Oh, come on. I thought I was already in second. The rare downshift to neutral. Or I thought I was in third. I was in second gear. Ah, it's just like wrestling a bear. That's the best way to describe it. It's like wrestling a bear. It's horrible. It's got so much understeer in all the corners. Every single year I come here, you can't stay out of the barriers because there's no way to make the car turn. Alright. Let's
Program complete. Program complete.
let's tweak
These
some things.
results will do, although you could definitely do better.
Yeah, we're
Consider
definitely
giving it another shot.
Yeah, we're definitely not getting maximum resource points this weekend. That's okay. It's Monaco. It's the hardest track of the whole year. I hate this track. So, I think I've done both practice programs. So, let's now take the opportunity to analyze the setup, see what we can tweak, and try to do a few tweaks before we come back tomorrow, because I don't want to mess around with setup too much tomorrow. And 8% wear on medium tires after, what was that, 3 laps of car. I think first of all we're locking up super easy, so I don't think brake pressure is a big deal here. So, and I've got the bias all the way at the rear, and I'm still having massive lockups.
So far, our fastest lap is a 1 minute 15.8.
I can't put that at 0. I didn't know if I could put it at, well, it says up there. I can't put it at 0. The question is, do I want to have a more stiff rear anti-roll bar so maybe I can get the car to rotate? I mean, it's worth a shot. The problem is I'm getting a lot of understeer on turn in.
The speed trap 271.2 kilometers per hour.
Here's what I'm gonna do: 1 rear suspension and maybe 3 front suspension. Don't want to go too stiff here. It's a pretty bumpy track. Let's do that. And for 6, I don't know.
Okay, let's talk about this track. To back is the very fast, very scary left-hander after the Nouvelle chicane.
It's terrifying.
It has quite an early turn-in. To take it at speed, you have to aim to scrape the barrier, and the car should understeer just past it. Once you've missed the barrier, hard on the power, just be careful not to overdo it and clip the outside wall on the exit.
Jeff, I love your optimism. Once you miss the barrier, as if I'm gonna miss the barrier. No, I turn in and I aim straight for that sucker, and I hit it every time. Every single time. I'm so consistent, but in a bad way. I'm very consistent, but in a bad way. So this is going to be a difficult race because I must reiterate, I get flashbacks for practice. I get all the flashbacks I want in free practice because we're trying to learn.
I know it's tempting to focus entirely on the race, but we should put a bit of time aside to run the qualifying sim program. Try to run it before the end of FP3 if you can.
The question is, do we want to take this new engine, or this unused engine, and these unused power unit, this third power unit, and use it in this race? Or do we risk running a worn engine that could fail? I like the drama of an engine that could fail. So I'm probably going to run the worn power unit for Monaco. We'll probably DNF this race anyway. So what I'm going to do is, in qualifying and the race, we're going to run one of these worn engines. I'll probably run the least worn engine. Engine power doesn't really mean anything here anyway. So I'm going to run the least worn, or the lesser of the two that are worn. And if it blows up in the race, it blows up in the race. It probably won't blow up in the race. You got to get it up high in terms of engine wear before it will blow up. So I don't think we'll have an engine failure.
Note about tires.
But
just bear in mind we have to return the...
Boom, simple solution. Jeff shuts up immediately. So we will lose power at some point if we run this, but I think there's a good chance of DNFing this race, I'm not going to lie. Gearbox is going to probably fail. Well, not fail. Well, it could... You know what? It could fail. I think gearboxes fail even at like 80% wear. So another 5% wear on that gearbox before race day, we could be in trouble with the gearbox. And I'm not going to take a penalty here. It's Monaco. And like I said, I think we'll probably end up DNFing anyway. So we've made a few tweaks. I've explained a few things, and we've made a few tweaks. I doubt any of these tweaks are going to work. Are we still at 65, 75? Yes, we are. Okay. Yeah, I don't know. I don't know if these tweaks are going to work, but there's only one way to find out, and that is to get on track. Let's drive out of the pit lane, just for the sake of...
Okay, let's go.
We're going to go out, figure out some things, and then come right back in. I don't want to do too many laps this weekend, but I do want to figure something out about the setup. This is the one track that throws me off the most in multiple ways. So let's just see how it feels. If it's stable but has good turn-in. Nope. Well, I'm taking two. My problem is, we get up to where this corner is. So I'm taking too acute of an angle, I think. Yeah, I could be wider. And I'm turning in too early. And then I'm scraping this barrier and I'm destroying the front wing. Vehicle condition?
No need to worry about tire condition for now. Everything's looking good.
Okay. Can I just try something? Let's just try something. This may help. I gotta find the folder it's in first. Give me a second. Yep, there it is. Fanalab. There's one thing that I want to change. So we're running, what are we on? I can't even read that. 340. So it's 340 degrees is our maximum steering angle that we've been running, and it's worked so far. But let's try something daring. Let's do 320. That's 310. We'll try 320. Now, this is going to be a little more sensitive, but it may help me to turn the wheel a little bit faster. And may help with Monaco. Now in Monaco, what teams do is they run like a modified steering rack. Oh God, it doesn't turn at all. Ooh man, I hate this track with a passion. Oh, I just don't understand why there is so much freaking understeer at a track where the barriers are inches away from you at pretty much all times. It just doesn't get around. It has so much understeer. It's just not fun. Oh god. I knew I was gonna do that. I'm so bad. Oh my god. This is... I hate this. I hate this stupid race. I hate this track. I hate everything about this track. I hate that this exists. Why do we have to do this? So that's clearly not a solution, but it was worth a try. I don't think it's a solution. Can we try 350? See how that feels. Yep, I want to exit. Yep. Oh, whoa, whoa, whoa. What? Oh my god. Okay, which way are you going? It's already bad enough. I'm trying to figure things out on my own. I've got AI trying to run me. Oh my god. I think I have wing damage. I do have wing damage. That's not going to help me. So that might explain some of our issues. Learn how to drive with wing damage, I guess. Oh my god, the understeer. You know what, screw this. We'll just try to figure it out tomorrow. That's all I'm gonna say. Figure it out tomorrow. Yeah, I don't care. It's Monaco. Expect wing damage. So, tomorrow could be a relatively short stream.
And with all the cars now over the...
If we DNF quite quickly, I will absolutely, I am going to do a second race.
Good day today. Let's have your take on it. How do you feel this season is going for you? Is the car competitive?
Would you say that? It's a safe answer.
You
We
left
have
a
parts.
lot of paint on the walls today. Were you struggling for grip, or did you just misjudge some corners?
Me hitting corners or hitting the barriers. When did I do that? When have you ever seen me doing that? Get your eyes checked. Call your
Great.
dentist.
Well, that's everything.
Or your dentist. Call your dentist. Call your optometrist. Am I saying it correctly? Call your... Oh man, call your dentist to get your eyes checked. Yes, take my advice. Take my advice if you would like. Alright, that's gonna do it for now. Until tomorrow, we're gonna come back, we'll knock out the remaining sessions, and we'll do qualifying in the race session. Hopefully we don't have any issues and we don't DNF. So that's all for now. Pretty decent race tonight in Spain in terms of our overall pace. I didn't feel like we were bad. Just got screwed over with Kimi taking us out into turn 4. Or again, I don't know if it's turn 4, but whichever turn we got taken out into. If it wasn't for that, who knows? I think we could have been competitive. But as I said before, there's really not a way to find out. We'll never know. We don't know what kind of pace we truly had versus the guys that were around us where we started. But it is what it is. So, that's it for now. I'll see you tomorrow.